Hello and welcome back to another episode of Meeting the Members. I'm your host, Jonah Rossman, and today we will be meeting with Mr. Ackerman. So without further ado, let me bring him in. Alrighty, let's admit him. He's joining, I think, right now, hopefully. There he is.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Ackerman, how are you?
Hi, Jonah. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. So, would you like to answer the questions today?
Well, I'd very much like to answer the questions today.
Alrighty, so let's get started. So the first question is, how long have you been a member of the congregation?
Well, I've been a member of the congregation for a real long time. I started in 2005, so that makes it 15 years.
Yeah, so you've been here shorter than my parents, so my parents have been here longer.
Right. They were already members for a while when I started.
Oh, wow. That's cool. So, next question is, what's your favorite thing about the congregation?
Well, I have lots of favorite things about the congregation. First thing is that there are a lot of cool kids like you doing really creative things like this podcast. It's perfect. So that has to be number one.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I like the fact that it's small. So when you go after a while, you start to know all the people. You get to see a lot of familiar faces. Did you see the TV show Cheers?
I don't think I have actually before.
Oh, well, you should look it up on Amazon Prime. I'm sure you can find it.
All right, yeah, I'll tell my mom.
It's about a bar in Boston, but the theme song is sometimes you want to go where everyone knows your name and where they're always glad you came. Yeah. And I get kind of that flavor out of
that definitely relates to our congregation.
Yes. And the other thing I'll just throw in is I like the kind of congregation it is, in that we're a conservative congregation. Yes. But we're religious, but not too religious. We're progressive, but not too progressive. We have a nice blend.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
We're right in the middle. We have a lot of different, people with a lot of different opinions and points of view, and on anything important or controversial, they're all happy to tell you what they think and let you know and haggle and learn from each other. So I like that whole atmosphere.
Same. Yeah. The next question is, do you have a job at the congregation, or are you part of any committees?
Okay, I don't really have a job at the congregation, but I am on a couple of the committees, and I'm recently a member of the board. So I get to go to meetings. I get to give my 2 cents when I like to. It's something I like to do. When you're on a committee, you're supposed to step up and volunteer when they need volunteers. So I try to do that when I can. So that's what I do. It's not really a job, but it keeps me involved.
Yes, that's very good. Yeah, so the last question for today, which I think is the most important question of the day, is what's your favorite prayer to read?
Okay, well, that's a really interesting question. There are a lot of different prayers that I like for different reasons, but I'm going to give you one that probably other people haven't given you.
All right.
You know the prayer Aleinu that you say at the end of every single service?
Yes, I've done that for Sunday school. I've had to read that for at least 3 years at least.
Okay, so you know it pretty well.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so when you read that in English and really look at what it's saying, it's kind of unusual because it's all about how Jews are different and we're special and we're different from other people and our God is the best and everyone's going to come to us. And, you could argue that theology is, we're not really that special. We're like everyone else for most of the people trying to get through the day. Yeah. But this prayer was written a long time ago, back during the Middle Ages, when we were a small minority group and we were being persecuted. People gave us a hard time. People treated us like we were the villains. And what this prayer does is kind of stand that on its head. It says, no, we're the special ones. And a lot of Jewish people in the Middle Ages got in trouble. They got arrested for saying this prayer. It was controversial. Some Christians took it the wrong way. But basically what the prayer says is good for us. And even though, we're not really that special and you could argue about the theology, I just like that attitude. I just like that
Yeah.
attitude, that
Yeah.
pride and that attitude that comes through that prayer. So I'll give you that one. That's my favorite.
That's a really good prayer. I don't think anyone said that so far.
Oh, okay, good.
So
I
it's
sure
your
hope it's
prayer.
right.
So thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you for answering our questions.
Sure. Well, it was a
And
pleasure. You're a good producer, and I think people watching this should know that you persevere through a lot of technical problems today, and and
yes.
and made a point to get this done.
Yeah. Why thank you. Hopefully we can see each other in person after this whole pandemic is over.
That would be great.
Yes, and I'll see you sometime.
Okay, great. Between now and then, stay safe, stay healthy.
Too.
Be
Yes.
sure to wear a mask when you go outside,
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
thanks again for having me on your show.
Definitely. Anytime. All right. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.